How can you be so certain that he would return to us in peace?
Our sister knows me well. Though, perhaps you're right to doubt my intentions.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're watching some more The Originals. We're at Season 3, Episode 16. And this one is titled Alone with Everybody. I don't know. Last episode, Klaus left with Haley to protect Hope and protect the people around him and himself, I guess. I'm excited to watch this one. Also, I'm wondering if we're gonna jump ahead like 3 years in the future. I don't know. That would be cool. That would like really follow the timeline on the Vampire Diaries, so that would be interesting. But yeah, let's just get into it.
Gentlemen. Come on, Elijah. I thought we agreed. The compelled waitress dumping those drinks was a nice touch. But you're the one who wanted to keep the Strix around for security. As long as we have a legion of Michelson enemies in town, how about you just let them do their job?
Oh.
You know, Marcel, I was just looking for a little me time.
If you stayed put, maybe they could devote more of their energy to finding out who's got their hands on that missing White Oak bullet.
It's Vincent, right? Unless he gave it to someone else. No, he didn't have time.
Can I help you?
I believe you already have.
He's the regent.
I was expecting more of a fight from the Regent of New Orleans.
No!
I'm just a hired gun. Unfortunately, you're in my way.
Okay, that's not good. Not good at all.
Absolutely not.
Need to blend in. Could start by losing a $1,000 jacket.
On a scale of 1 to 10, exactly how much am I going to despise this little plan of yours?
I'd say a solid 85.
Oh, good.
Mother trucker.
But if it makes you feel any better, they're only staying to protect Elijah.
So I guess they know about the auction then. For the last existing White Oak bullet? Wait, you
They're
mean your
auctioning
army
it?
of fancy pants vampires didn't tell you about this? Weird.
Could be a fake.
I wouldn't bet on it. I had the White Oak bullet, palm of my hands, and then some ancient vampire lady, she rang my bell to get it.
She said she was a hired gun.
Ah, Freya.
I saw him with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Finn must have come back when Davina resurrected me. The spell was tied to
So
the
I
blood
thought.
of the Michelson line. Either it worked on him or he found a way to hijack it. Pardon me, love, but Finn has tried to kill the rest of us more than once. He's an enemy of our family.
He is our family. Finn's return is an opportunity to mend old wounds and fix what's broken.
He didn't just drop a bloody vase. He murdered me.
You seem certain.
Are you honestly siding with her?
Our sister knows me well. Though, perhaps you're right to doubt my intentions. By all means, let's discuss our family quarrels. I believe we're long overdue.
Hollis, this is Klaus. He's my daughter's father. It's a long story. Oh, I just need a place to lay low.
Did he just flash his eyes at him?
Maybe this will stop their infernal itching.
Giving me enough time to win that auction. Or kill the guy who does.
Godspeed, Marcellus.
Take a swing, huh? All these sidesteps and parries, even the way you fight is boring.
It's an odd critique, considering all your flair and flourish couldn't keep you from being bested the last time we faced each other.
While Marcel works to retrieve the White Oak, I recommend we dispense with all of this posturing. Get down to some good old-fashioned family bonding.
Whomever's bid proves most alluring to my employer will become the sole owner of the last piece of White Oak in existence.
Her
Opening
employer.
bid is $5 million. Shall we begin?
Only $5 million? Wow.
Whoa. You really think that's gonna work?
Okay.
Really?
I think they reacted as
That was
well as
easy.
can be expected in your history.
Freya, would you excuse us just a moment, please? I believe my brother and I have some catching up to do. Why are you here?
Could you believe me if I told you I'd changed?
Have you?
Yes. And no. All that time trapped alone in Freya's pendant, I was able to reflect on what we've become over a millennium.
It is curious the way you speak as though you and I are not the same.
We are not the same. You see, I still have a chance at some small happiness. Allow Freya to put me back in a witch's body. Let the two of us go, and I promise never to look back again.
Not Vincent's. Leave Vincent alone.
Congratulations, Mr.
Aldous Charlemagne. And the pleasure is all mine.
Here you go, Josh.
Tell Marcel Gerard he cannot stop the inevitable. I answer to someone who wants my sins to pay for their sins, and so they will pay.
Maybe if you hadn't been a dick to, I don't know, everybody, then we wouldn't even be on the run.
I have always done what I needed to do to protect our family from numerous enemies. I make no apologies for my methods.
Do you even hear yourself, Klaus? You can justify it all you want with strategy and us versus them, but at the end of the day, the enemies that you have are the ones that you made. Is that what you want for your daughter? Is that how you want her to see the world?
Haley, listen to me.
There is a very good chance that one day our daughter will be dealing with the same thing that Kayla is dealing with. And if that day comes, I hope that someone makes it their business to help her too. Being kind doesn't make you weak, Klaus.
That's very true. Oogie.
Don't you guys know bullies never win?
You sure you can track her using his blood?
Okay, yeah, his blood is on her, so they can track her.
I don't think we've met yet. The name's Marcel Gerard.
Nice.
Piece of advice. No one you outmatched.
If I give you his name, I'm as good as dead.
Makes
And
sense.
now that you've gone in his way, so are you.
It's worse than I remember. The rage. The hunger. But it's been growing worse since I came back. I never did learn how to keep it in check. I couldn't live with myself if I hurt Davina. But hurting the ones we love, whether we mean to or not, that's just what we do. Isn't it?
Doesn't matter. Cole's changed. But you're still the monster you've always been.
What have you done to me?
Get comfy, Finn. I just locked you in that body that you hate so much. You're stuck as a vampire for the rest of your pathetic life.
Oh no!
Enough.
Oh my.
The last remaining white oak in the world.
We got it. He wants it.
They don't wait, just condemn me. To this. To remain a beast.
Oh, he got it? I thought he couldn't retrieve
Give it to me. You cannot keep that white oak in this house, Elijah. It is already a beacon drawing your enemies to you.
Destroy it or kill Finn. 2 options.
If it has to exist, at least I can take it far away.
That's the
Hide it under
dumbest
1,000
shit.
spells, somewhere where no one else will ever find it.
Oh my god. It's so unnecessary.
Until the day comes when you're ready for release.
I guess at the same time, like, I get it.
Asking nicely would totally do the trick.
But they were so not going in that direction that
And I just want to know who he is.
I'm like, what the hell?
They want me to help you. They want me to help him. May God have mercy on us all.
The ancestors?
Seems I owe you an apology, little wolf. I've given you 1,000 reasons to abandon me. You haven't. Thank you. For my sake, and for our daughters. It is time to start living, not by my decisions, not by yours, but by what we together decide. Seems our friends at Kingmaker Land Development are still targeting wolves. What we don't know is why.
This auction, this swarm of old enemies, what if it was all a distraction? Because I'm beginning to fear that the real threat has been in front of us all along. Hello, love.
You know what? I'm not even surprised. Because the whole time, I was like, okay, we're getting late in the season, right? Even in season 2 when, like, you know, we heard about Dahlia. We knew who she was, kind of what she was capable of. Like, we heard about it. So when she arrived later in the season, we still had information on her. Like, this is episode 16, so I was just like, they're not going to introduce someone new. So in my mind at first, I was like, it could be Finn. The one trying to, because, you know, he just came back and we don't really know what he's been up to. So I was like, it would be a good twist that he's trying to have the White Oak thing. Whether it would be to kill one of his siblings, like his least favorite sibling, or to kill himself. You know, that would have made sense. But then after that, I was like, that person must be very much, like, wealthy, right? A lot of money, because she was working for him. And how would, except from, like, compelling, maybe a bank to give him money? Like, Finn couldn't have all that money and wealth having just, like, come back. So I was just like, Lucian is here. And when he got the bullet from Finn's hands, I was just like, oh my god, it is him. But then he gave it to Elijah and he was like, so I was like, a lot of back and forth, honestly, this episode. But I really did have a feeling that it would be Lucian, especially with the, like, wealthy aspect of it that wasn't really in an obvious way, like, oh yeah, this guy has money. But it would just make sense that it, like, you know, money equals power sometimes. And if you want people to work for you and go on missions for you, like big missions like that, it makes sense that you have the means to provide people with a pay, you know? But why? I trusted him. And I guess that we didn't see him for a bunch of episodes, but he was desiccating in a closet. And yeah, when they decided to keep it, I didn't really agree. Like, I understand the allure of, like, oh, if one day we want to make it end and actually die, because without that, they can't die. So, makes sense that you have an alternative, but if this has brought already so much trouble, so much like doubt, and oh, you never know, like everyone's gonna come if they know that the bullet is still out there, like someone's gonna find it eventually. So it's just like, that's unnecessary. Like, we have it right there. I get that Finn is like, oh, I don't want to be a vampire. Then fucking kill him. Kill him or destroy the bullet, and maybe at some point you can just all dagger yourselves forever if you don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, I was like, really? I didn't really agree with that, but they made a good point. Like, what if one day you want to just go, but they have only one bullet and they're multiple siblings, so who gets it? You know? And what does Lucian want to do with it? His sire line is broken. He's gonna want to kill Klaus. He's probably still mad about all the stuff we saw in the flashbacks, you know? Klaus getting with Aurora. Klaus making them run away and pretend to be them and being chased by Michael. Good old Mike. So he's probably still mad about that because you're not just gonna forget about it, you know? But still, it's like he played his role very well, because at some point I was just like, yeah, he's a friend. We like him. Giving it to Freya, like, obviously, I guess that Vincent was like infused with the powers of the ancestors, that I guess they want one of the Michelsons to fall. And on the Klaus and Haley side of things, I really like their dialogue this episode. I think everything she told him was very much true, and every concern he had was also very understandable and very logical, and we understand where it comes from because we got to know Klaus, and we know that he's not, you know, sometimes he's not doing things to be mean. He's just like, well, I don't care if you're hurt, but this is what I want to do to protect what I care about. It's just that he lacks a little bit of the, like, considering other people's opinions, and I think that Haley and him made a lot of progress, especially, like, we saw what he told her in the end, and he was like, I think it's going to be less about, like, how I want to do things, and even, like, not how you want to do things. We have to come up with a compromise, consult each other in her best interest. Like, it's not up to me or just to you to decide what is best for our daughter. Like, we're both equally her parents, so let's just discuss and respect each other. Like, that co-parenting at its best. And I think that was really cool to see because they've come so far, and I just hope that they can have a good relationship, you know, as Hope's parents, because you can't, like, Klaus is gonna be her father for her whole life, and Haley's gonna be her mother for her whole life, so they have to learn how to be okay with one another. I'm not saying that they're not going to have any bumps in the road, because nothing is perfect, but at least if there's respect for one another, then things can't escalate like they escalated before, because we don't want that again, because that was horrible. That was really good, and I'm excited, also very curious as to what Lucian is going to do to Freya, what he wants to do with the bullet. Like, what's your plan, Lucian? Don't be fucking rude. That was season 3, episode 16 of the originals, Alone with Everybody. So I can't wait for next episode. That was amazing. Thank you so much for watching.